On March 22, 2024, from 9 a.m. to around 4:30 p.m., about 220 students and 207 presentations took over the Student Center to educate goers on their qualified research projects. Hi, Frankie. How are you today?
Good, how are you?
I'm good. So can you tell us a little bit about your design expo today?
Yeah, so I did a design for A Wrinkle in Time, which went up in December at EMU Theater. Basically, I'm just showing my Q Lab file, which is what we use to build Qs. And then the focus of my project is Foley, so I use traditional instruments or traditional Foley methods as opposed to digital methods that are used nowadays. So, for example, I used this little guy right here. His name is Shu. He's a singing saw. I used him to make the sound of wind. And then for rain, I used, it's probably not going to come up when I want it to, but I have a video of me putting a microphone in a bathtub with a trash can over it and turning on the shower, and it creates the sound of rain from an inside perspective. So just stuff like that.
Is there any way we can hear what it would sound like, kind of?
So this is going to come up.
Okay.
Yep, a whole thing.
Wow, that is really cool. So what's your aim, like your expectation that you want the audience to take away from hearing your different sounds and showing them how you kind of do the process?
I want them to notice, because a big thing with sound in theater is that you don't notice it unless it's bad. So I aim to make sounds that you can hear them and they make you a part of the show as opposed to just watching a show.
That's a good point. Thank you so much, Frankie, and good luck today. Thank you. Can you tell me your name and your research topic?
So my name is Carla Sunbaum, and I studied and looked at inhibitory control and sleep in preschool children.
And what did you find, like your results?
So I didn't find any significant results, but my hypothesis is that that's because of a limited sample size, because previous studies have illuminated correlations between inhibitory control and sleep in adults and children with ADHD, whereas I looked at the more general pediatric population.
So what do you kind of want to come out of this research? Is it grad school? Is it continuing research? What is it kind of what you're looking for?
Yeah, so I am actually going to grad school. I'm going into a PhD program in neuroscience at the University of Tennessee this fall. So, but mainly what I also want to get out of this research is just I want to illuminate inhibitory control more. I think that it's such an important aspect of development, especially in children and looking at children going into school. How can we help children learn? How can we make them more successful in the future?
What is the most interesting thing that you've learned that you could share with us today?
Oh, I think the most interesting thing is probably, just opening up and looking at what people actually are interested in. Why are people coming to my poster? So I love hearing kind of what interests them. Do they have children of their own? What are the implications that my research could potentially have on their lives?
That. Thank you for your time today and good luck. Thank you. Hi, we are with Sarah today. Sarah, can you tell us a little bit about your project?
Yeah, so I'm actually the assistant projection designer for an upcoming show called Cyrano de Bergerac, and with that, I just help alleviate the load for our lead designer, and I've taken on a couple of tasks myself, is that designing the act for Act 4, and I've done a lot of other things like paperwork, research, image sourcing, everything that falls into projection design. Also, what projection design is taking imagery for entertainment, live entertainment installations, or experimental design, and taking visual elements to convey storytelling. Sorry, I think I said that a little confusing. Got a little lost there, but yeah, that's pretty much the gist of what I've been doing.
And what do you want your audience to take away? What is the goal of this?
So what I want people to take away from this is the essence of 1600s France. That's what our projection design is catered towards, is preserving that time era for the rest of the storytelling for our show. It is a play about the 1600s, written in the 1800s, readapted in the 21st century, so we're preserving that old feel for our audience so they can get reminded of that.
In your opinion, why would you say that undergrad research is important? Why is it so valuable?
I think it's important because it gets us out of the classroom and it gets us thinking in our own head about certain topics, and I think it just broadens us as students to get out of and try new things mainly and just see what we like almost.
I agree. Last question. Why do you think, because some would argue that a lot of universities focus on graduate symposiums, why do you think it's important that EMU focused on undergraduate research?
I just think it gives us more inspiration for furthering our career. I mean, our educational journey. It just influences all of that. I think if you spark that now in our educational journey, we're probably going to hold on to that and just want to think outside that box. Like I said earlier, it just plants those roots.
Good points. Thank you so much, Sarah, and good luck. Thank you. Can you tell me your name and then what is your research topic today?
My name is Elise Oyster. My research topic was a correlation between alcohol use, depression, and social roles in young adults.
Okay, interesting. So since alcohol is a very popular, normalized thing in our society, what have you found?
I actually, unfortunately, did not find a significant correlation between alcohol use and social roles or depression in this study. I think maybe why is because it obviously included people who were underage. So I think some people might not have been honest in the questionnaire, but also it was a relatively smaller sample size, so that might have impacted it as well.
Interesting. How long have you been working on this specific research?
So this actually started, the lab that I'm in here is the EEG lab, the brain lab at EMU, and before they got their current project up and running, they did a pilot study, which is where I got this data. So this has been going on for quite a while now.
So, you know, you did all the research for a long amount of time, put your effort into it, and now it's symposium day. So what do you want to come out of this? What's your expectation is for furthering your research?
I'm just really excited that I actually have the chance to present this and present something that I've been working on, and I hope that this will allow me to make further connections with people.
Thank you so much, and good luck today. Thank you. Can you tell me your name and what's your research topic today?
I'm Kelsey Montroy, and I'm studying the temperature responses of the AGT1 enzyme in the desert plant Reza stricta.
And what kind of results have you found from this?
We found that the affinity for the substrate of the enzyme, it does not increase with temperature, but the velocity of the enzyme reaction, it does increase with temperature.
And how long have you been working on this project?
Since last May.
And what is your role here for the research project?
Hi, I'm Kelsey's mentor, and I guess I try to help her be able to make things work in the lab from time to time.
And in what ways have you made her feel prepared to be able to present this today?
Oh my gosh, what ways have I made you feel that way? So I would say, we worked together on developing Kelsey's poster. So Kelsey made a draft of the poster, and then I looked at it and gave some feedback. But then also yesterday or 2 days ago, Kelsey did a practice presentation, and we kind of talked our way through it, and hopefully that was going to help her feel comfortable kind of walking everyone through this research that she's done. Yeah.
And in your role of being like a mentor, what would you say, what makes research qualified to be able to be presented at the Undergraduate Symposium?
I mean, I guess, that's good. I guess maybe mostly just the will to want to do it. I like this symposium because it is open to students who are at many different levels. So it could be a student who's maybe just starting one semester in, or students that have been doing it for years. There's something, this is a venue where students from all different levels can present, but really it sort of needs to be something the student wants to do.
I agree. Thank you guys so much for your time and good luck. Thank you. Can you tell us your name and a little bit about the project you have here today?
Yeah, so I'm Iridian Dempsey, and I created a children's book that talks about a child's experience with avoidant restrictive food intake disorder. So it's kind of centered on this idea of this child has, it's called ARFID for short, and he has a sleepover, it's his first sleepover, and his big dilemma is, well, I can't eat there, and I have to eat there, so how does he navigate that? When I was creating the story, I was kind of thinking about how I want a multi-dimensional character, so the disorder isn't the center of the story, and that's kind of like what I went with when I did the project.
Yeah, what made you think of that topic and putting it into a kid's book? So what initially sparked that idea?
Yeah, so I wanted to do a project with, so I'm a social work student, I'm interested in working with kids. I wanted to do a project where there was a sort of under-researched, under-resourced area, and ARFID is like typically underdiagnosed. There aren't many treatment options out there. I was planning on doing bibliotherapy because I like that. It's something that interests me. And I looked and there was like nothing. Everything's about picky eating, and picky eating isn't ARFID, so that's why I chose this.
I'm Julez DeShetler. Thanks for watching along to experience the 44th Undergraduate Symposium. To find more information, you can go to Eastern Michigan University's official Undergraduate Symposium webpage, or to watch this year's event, go to EMU's YouTube page.